Tim, good morning.
Morning.
All right, welcome. This is Big Sky Testify. I'm Jon, the host, and I'm excited to have you.
Here we are. Yeah.
We got to go on a nice little introductory jog this morning.
Yeah. First time we met.
Yeah.
Quick trip parking lot and just did 8 miles.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That was Adam linked us together.
Yeah.
And when he's like, yeah, Tim's ran marathons, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I ran one. I think I
Yeah.
could run with this guy. So I
Yeah.
didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, all right, I'm gonna show up, and yeah, you got out. You looked like you're ready to go, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is
No, it's always interesting to like find the other person's pace.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think we're pretty close pace wise, right? But
thank God. I was hoping you'd say that.
yeah, no, yeah, but yeah, no, and I think weather cooperated. Like the last week, it's just been so humid, but
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Yeah,
it was
it was
great.
not good. Yeah.
It's a gift being able to start the morning with a run like that,
100%. Yeah.
and then trying to ramble and hold a pace and keep up, and
Yeah.
it was good. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I think I was sweatier, but I don't know. I didn't have a hat to soak
Yeah,
anything up, but-
the hat is key for me, or it's in my eyes. Then I'm like doing this, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
my eyes are like bloodshot, and it's like, hey, it's sweat. I swear.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
yeah. But yeah, cranky.
No,
good
excited to
AI.
have you here.
Yeah, excited to be here.
So, Tim, you are a husband, and you just got back from Africa.
We did. Yeah. Yeah. That was last Sunday. Last Sunday? Yeah.
Wow. So you just got back.
Yeah.
And you were there.
Yeah, I guess a week. Yeah. Not yesterday, but the Sunday before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You went back about 8 days.
yep.
And you were there. You were in Africa for 3 weeks, you said?
3 weeks, yeah. So we hit 4 different countries, and it was just it was her idea the whole time. I was like, let's go.
Either this is blame or credit, one of the two.
Yeah. So yeah, we hit 4 different countries. We started in South Africa, which is, it's like home. Like
Okay.
it's very, very European settled.
Okay.
Everything like that. So spent a week there, just kind of messed around, and it was interesting because they're like, well, it's our winter, so don't come. But it's like 50 degrees, and we're like, this isn't winter. This is nice.
Yeah.
And so did that. Did a bit of rock climbing. Saw penguins. Just hung out for a week. Super, super fun. Then we flipped to Zimbabwe, and that's when it starts to feel like what you would imagine, like Africa to be, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a bit more desert, everything like that. And like when we were flying in, there's just 2 elephants under the plane, so it's like, yeah, that's Africa. And so we did. We were there for 2 days, I think, to do Victoria Falls. It was more of just like, let's just go see Victoria Falls.
Okay.
And then so I bungee jumped there because I feel like you have to.
You went bungee jumping.
Yeah, first
Gee,
time.
Okay, so like a thrill seeker,
Yeah,
or just not afraid?
just not. It's tough. It's like I think I'm more afraid of living in regret than the actual act itself. So like,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't particularly like want to do it. I was never like bungee jumping. It's on the list. I have to
You
do
weren't
it.
talking about it, getting psyched, like it wasn't on the
Yeah.
bulletin board.
No, it was just our taxi driver was like, yeah, you can do these things. You can bungee jump. And I was like, I think I'm going to regret if I don't bungee jump over Victoria Falls, right? And so did that. It was super fun. Yeah, just walked the falls. And then we went up to Uganda. And that was, I guess, eye-opening is the best way to put it, because I think it's easy to live in our bubble, and we have our tough days, everything, right? And it's all relative, but like, oh, if I ever complain about anything, I want someone just to smack me in the face. Like
A tough day for us is a lot
Yeah.
different than a tough day for them.
yeah, like if we want to pause and say, hey, I'm going to grab a drink of water, I just walk over there, grab a drink of water.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't-
20 feet, 10 feet.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't have to boil it first or anything like that. And so, but I mean, the thing that was incredible is just like smiles across the board, right? Like I think if we were to transplant over there, we would find reasons to be miserable. But everyone was so welcoming. I mean, the kids over there, they're just like, they see you and they go, hello, how are you? And they would just they just loved seeing people. It was super, super cool. And just to see like the gratitude for life and everything like that over there.
So there wasn't a, like everyone didn't have an iPhone and there wasn't a McDonald's nearby?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, just painting the picture.
You had
This is Africa, if you have any idea of Africa, this is what you picture in poverty, would you say? Poverty.
Yeah, it's developing for sure, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but you have to earn it. Like you have to earn, if you want water, you have to go get the water and stuff like that. And I mean,
you're surviving. Basically, I mean,
and I can't speak for the whole country because we were only there for 4 days, but but yeah, from what we saw, it was again, it was just the gratitude though. It was super super encouraging.
Yeah.
So that place has really been kind of on our heart. Like we didn't go over there for mission work or anything like that, but I think our intention is to just see what we can do. In Uganda, because again, those kids were just so grateful. It was unlike anything I ever seen, and no iPads or anything like that. So did that. We went with the intention of gorilla and chimp trekking. So you just walk through the jungle, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's chimpanzees or those gorillas. Different parts of the country, but So anyway, it's cool. It's not a zoo. It's not
real. It's just
it's just you're walking through this forest, and
that would be wild.
Yeah, and it's
for a Midwesterner to just
100%.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and so it's it's protected area, but it's not fenced in. So it's just whatever. You go with people that carry guns.
Yeah,
because there could all of a sudden be an elephant.
Yeah.
But I got pooped on, which feels a little like luck. You know what I mean? It's I
love that. That's luck.
I was just sitting there taking a picture of a chimp, and all of a sudden, what? Yeah. I mean, the guy next to me got it much worse. I just got a couple drops, and he got a handful.
So the chimp throw the poop at you like Madagascar the movie, or no?
No, they're up in the trees.
Okay.
And there was no etiquette.
Oh yeah.
They were just well, I'm just gonna dump out here. So yeah. So but yeah. So I saw that. Did the gorillas. We were there for 4 days. We had an awesome guide. He was super cool. Really immersive experience. And that was cool. It was tough. It was challenging. Because we're so blessed over here. We are. If it got too hot in here, let's just pump on the AC, right?
Yeah.
But super great guide. I think, I'd still recommend people go. It's tough, right? But so we did 4 days there, and then we finished in Tanzania. We booked a week-long safari through the Serengeti and Ngorongoro, stuff like that. And again, it's protected area, but it's cool because it's wildlife, right?
Yeah.
It's not nothing's caged in.
It's not a zoo.
Yep. Yeah.
Where they are.
Yeah.
It's where they belong, not at the zoo.
Yeah. And it's but yeah, they just you have to stay in the vehicle because if you don't, bad things happen, right? You're.
Well, I've seen the videos of you in the vehicles, run into the wrong elephant or rhinoceros or Cape buffalo or whatever. And it's oh boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's no joke. But So I got back last Sunday and just trying to recover from jet lag, and that's a real thing. And
then a week back. Yeah. Well, what's that? Did you fly? That's not direct, is it? MSP to South Africa?
No, it's there we went MSP to Atlanta, and then it's a 15-hour flight to South Africa.
So
it's a
long one.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sitting.
It's a ton of sitting.
Yeah. You can only watch so many movies before you're ready. Your brain just hurts.
Right. Yeah. And then on the way back, it's nice because it's broken up. It's a 9-hour and an 8-hour or whatever.
Okay.
But
I like those are nice. Just a nice 9-hour, 8-hour.
Just a quick
here to Hawaii flight.
There you are. Yeah. Just over. So, but so it's been good. And we both work in schools, and so we have summers off, and so
great time to go.
Totally works, right?
Well, and probably going in their quote unquote winter time.
Yeah.
Is that a busy time for them right now, or no? Is it off-season touristy, or is it not even? Do you even call Africa touristy, or is it more adventure?
What do you call it? I will say South Africa was nice because it is their winter, and it is a little colder, a little rainier. I don't think it rained too much when you were there, but so people don't go. It's like an ocean town, right?
Yeah.
People go to the beach, stuff like that, but So it was pretty dead there, which was nice. But yeah, I think as far as like Serengeti, I think it's pretty busy year round.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it gets more crowded. But I mean, there was quite a few vehicles floating around. So
yeah.
But yeah, so just a week of recovery. Got back into running after not for like a month. And it's just always a good reminder of
how humbling it is.
Super humbling.
Like I said, when you were in Africa, it's not easy, right? You said it's difficult.
Yeah.
Because you don't get to just hop in your AC car or grab a bite to eat at this place. It's like you probably have to plan, like, okay, we're going to go out and do this. We need to pack and carry this, or have it in our non-air conditioned 1970s van bus thing or whatever you're in. So that's getting back into it.
Yeah.
And culture shock. You're probably starting to get used to that genuine happiness and the smiles, and you come back here and it's kind of everyone's like, our first instinct isn't to smile anymore. Well, I mean, maybe some people is.
Yeah.
I try to.
Yeah. but yeah, I get it. Like, like you smile and say hi to someone, they're like, what?
Creeper.
What do
weirdo,
you need?
What do you want?
Yeah.
You stalking me? Yeah. Well, no, that's awesome. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. So let's take a step back and let's get to know Tim a little bit. So growing up from the Midwest, Minnesota, greater St. Cloud area, Monticello area is what you said?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. So we bounced around quite a bit. My parents split when I was, I don't even know, 1.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was never one of those, like, I didn't grieve their
You didn't even know.
You
didn't know.
No,
it's just
like,
how life was.
Yeah.
It's just what it was.
What's the next episode of Bobby's World? Like, that was my focus.
Got it.
It's a very outdated reference that I hope some people get. But
Adam's over there. Adam got it over there.
And so they did the joint custody.
Can I come in quick?
Yeah.
My kids love Bobby's World.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
still. No,
still,
it's good.
it's on Amazon Prime. It's a beautiful show.
Good to know.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Yeah. But and so, I mean, joint custody to an extent. A lot of time was raised with spent with my mom, but we moved around a ton. I think I was at a different elementary school all the way up until 4th grade.
Okay.
4th grade is when I moved to Monticello.
Okay.
And that's where I ended up graduating from. But we just bounced around quite a bit. I don't really know the reason why, but it was like, I think I started in Brooklyn Center, then we went to Inver Grove Heights, and then Apple Valley for a bit, and probably one more in there that I'm forgetting, and then we just moved out here because that's where a lot of our family was, and then just kind of stayed.
Just kind of looking for a spot to plant roots, really.
Yeah.
Was your mom young? I mean, fairly young mom at this time, so just kind of trying to get a job, trying to get kind of set up. And I mean, obviously going through a divorce,
bebopping around.
Things are changing quickly.
No, and it's crazy to think like, they had me and my brother. I have an older brother, a couple years older. I would say like 18, and I think I was like 20, and then she was like 20 when they had me. But it's like, I'm 38 and still not ready for kids.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think the saying "you're never ready for kids" is very true.
Yeah,
but at 18, 20, I mean,
whoo-wee,
you're still a kid.
Yeah, but I mean, I was, because I know divorce can affect people and just the dynamics. So everybody is so differently, but like, I never felt like a child of divorce.
Yeah,
you're
not using it as like a blame game for your story. You're not like, well, my parents were divorced.
Yeah, so
that's what led me astray or something like that.
Yeah,
you're like, I was one. I can't.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
someone's gonna call my bluff on that.
Yeah, but like, no, for sure. And like, I didn't like, like I still grew up, and my father was there, and he remarried. That didn't work, and so he's on lucky number 3 now, and that's like where he belongs, and that one's real good. But so I mean, grew up, parents split, bounced around a bunch, And
got set up at Monticello.
Yeah.
And that's you graduated from Monticello.
I did, yeah.
So you fourth grade on, and I similar.
Yeah.
Born, grew up, bounced around a few places. I landed on Monticello in third grade.
Sure. Yeah.
But I was homeschooled one grade out in the country, Paynesville, Grove City.
Yeah.
First grade at a private school, little church school, like 20 people. Like one of those kind of little things.
Yeah.
Public school in Paynesville for second grade, did that. And then Monticello third grade and
just stayed.
Here I've been.
There you go.
Kind of bouncing around the area.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, but no, it was great. And I mean, I was raised, we had a really solid extended family. Grandparents had a big hand in it, aunts and uncles. My mom comes from a family of 14 children, and so
wow.
Yeah, really
14.
Yeah.
Were they farmers or just
a lot of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you see like farm families.
Yeah.
Is like you need a lot of help, right?
Yeah. But it's that classic, like, I think you can say like, well, they were Catholic, and you're like, oh, I think that was so common, right?
Okay. So that I was gonna bring that up. So where is God in your early life with your growing up? Are you guys kind of going to church or not really? It's kind of on the side. I mean, are you kind of aware of like who God is, what God is, or like is that kind of still like fourth grade? You're kind of like, okay,
it was. I want to say I was like, I had like the introductory faith until and we'll get there until probably about 32, right? And
okay.
So, but at that time, like, my grandparents on my dad's side were always just super supportive and of like faith growth, and my aunts and uncles. So it was always around.
Okay.
We weren't regular church attenders. But I mean, it was always around. It was just like, I just knew like, God exists. I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
I will say a really big reason that I wanted to start explore faith, especially as a young child. And we're going to go off a little bit here, but there's
Let's check it out.
A musical called Jesus Christ Superstar.
Okay.
It's from the 70s, but I just remember we were listening to the cassette, and it just like, it's like a rock opera. It's like,
okay.
Yeah, it's got like the screams and all of that. And I was like, what is this story? I wanted to know more about who Jesus was. Yeah. Because I had known this rock opera. And so I started reading my Bible as, I'd be like 5 or 6 and just like sit on the floor reading through my Precious Moments Bible, not understanding any of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, disclaimer I'm 32 and
100%.
I still read through it and go, what was that?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Right.
But I did graduate from the Precious Moments Bible, so I'm not still reading that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
I wish I still had it because I don't know. Like, it was thick. I mean, it was a Bible, right?
Stuff in it.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, so it was.
We still have one at our house.
Do you? Okay. Yeah.
That's what Adam uses on the daily. So, just to clarify.
To remember the precious moments.
Yep.
But yeah, and so I was like exposed to it, right? I was confirmed. When do you do that? 3rd grade, something like that, somewhere in that area.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Was I confirmed Catholic? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We had no. I wasn't confirmed. First communion.
Okay.
That's what I did.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the first communion. Sure. Like it was, we did it, and then I didn't know what it meant. And so, but yeah, I mean, and then I had my uncle Ken, who was a youth pastor. I remember we were up in Brainerd for a funeral. I lost a cousin very young. She was diabetic, and she drowned in the bathtub.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And so it was tough. I remember asking a lot of questions.
How old were you at this time?
I'm going to say I was 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah. So
kind of first brush with death maybe
actually,
for you? Or
no.
Okay.
Our first brush with death would have been the Monticello bus accident.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bus 63 back in was that 95, 96 or something like that? Yeah, I lost a couple of close friends in that.
Oh, wow.
And that was, questioning mortality as an 8-year-old is...
That's not normal.
No, but...
I think I was 25 when I questioned that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so, but we had really great school counselors, and so I processed through it. But yeah, faith didn't
foreshadowing
really
there a little bit.
Yeah. Right. There you go.
Okay.
Faith didn't really grow or take a step back or anything. I think again, it was just kind of there. It was just like, yeah, God exists. Great.
Didn't really understand
100%
point of
right?
it.
And I didn't even understand the concept of God not existing.
Yeah. Okay. You just accepted like,
it
hey,
was just
God is real.
Yeah.
But that's as far as I got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so a big leap, I would say, was right around that time. Yeah, when I was like 12 or 13 at the funeral, because I sat down with my Uncle Ken for, hours, and it was just good because it was like it was a space to ask these questions, and really like get to know who Jesus was.
And that was your cousin's dad, the one that passed away?
Yep.
So he's mourning, grieving, but yet he's in a spot where he is just able to, you're asking questions and wow, that sounds amazing. I mean, for what he's going through to be able to do that. For sure. For a 12-year-old at the time.
For sure. Right. Yeah. And so that was, that was a really big kind of step into, okay, I want this to be more part of my life, right? Like there seems to be this serenity that comes with whoever this Jesus guy is.
Yeah.
Right. And then so going through high school, it was more of an identity. How do I want to word this? It was just like, yeah, I'm a Christian. We would go to church intermittently.
It was kind of cool to say.
Yeah.
But it didn't really apply.
Yeah, but I feel like I was just a Christian in the worst way.
Okay.
I would use it to justify, it was kind of that holier than thou.
Okay.
It was like, oh, you're not living very Christian. And here, just wait. And I wasn't either, right? Like it was strictly a foundation to put others down.
It was laws in your head.
Yeah.
That you would put on other people, but not yourself.
100%.
Kind of thing. It's like, well, I don't want to hang out. They're not Christian people. They're doing this.
Yep.
But then you kind of just blind eye to it yourself.
Yeah.
I get it. I can relate.
It was 100% a way just to like elevate myself.
You're internal. You're like, I'm better than that. I'm a Christian.
It absolutely was. Right. And, when I was telling people, like, I would be like, well, God hates this group of people.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even read the book at that point. So,
and you hadn't heard Tupac, Only God Can Judge Me at that point.
Yeah,
either, so
100%.
You didn't even understand that.
Yeah, I was more East Coast. So,
yeah, okay.
Let's not get into that.
Yeah.
And so, I was just doing it. I was like, I'm a Christian. Went on a mission trip down to Tennessee. But again, it was like the social aspect of it.
Yeah. Oh, friends were doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I don't know how, like,
how old were you doing the mission trip?
I was like 15.
Okay.
I think, but it was like, again, it was just like, I'm doing this as a social thing. Like, I think I even like made out with a girl on the mission trip.
Okay.
Right. So it wasn't like I wasn't.
So I was gonna say there was no like, even like thinking back, there was really not really any big God grab or not like a nudge.
No.
It was kind of like, obviously if you were looking, maybe you would have, but you were kind of just, your headspace, you weren't there. You were just kind of like friends, cute girl, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're all doing this. It could be fun.
Yeah.
Our parents aren't with us,
Yeah.
but there's like 3 chaperones for this thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And so just kind of did it, and just like lack of identity, because it was so easy to build up this wall of saying like, this is what I am.
Yeah.
I'm not going to question anything. Don't you dare question it. I'm elevated. Right?
Yeah. I am a Christian. I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Like I believe myself.
For sure. And so that brings me to, about 17. Cause again, I like just a lack of any sort of personal identity, I guess. Right. And I had smoked weed when I was 13, because it was, just trying to like figure out where I fit in for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. And I think if anything, maybe that's where the divorce impacted, but I think more the moving around, right? Like I'd be in a new school, find a new group that I feel like I have to fit into.
Yeah.
Right? And so, yeah, just like locked up with a group of kids and started smoking weed at 13 while also running track and cross country and stuff. And I was like, no, I can't keep smoking weed. Like,
not if you're going to be a good track runner.
100%,
right? Yeah.
right? Yeah. And so I just...
Michael Phelps wasn't around at this point.
Yeah.
Doing swimming. All right. Yeah. Got it. Okay.
So I stopped. It was it was a blip. It was probably like 4 or 5 months. And then I was just kind of done with it.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive at age 13 to like stop.
Yeah.
Like very responsible of you.
But again, I mean, I feel like, and I didn't recognize at the time, but like I did have a good support network.
Okay.
I just didn't,
You took it for granted, kind of.
Yeah. Exactly.
But in hindsight, that's cool. Though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot, knowing you had that then, but now not knowing it until later on in life, it's still good to know you had that.
100%, right? So, but yeah, so still trying to like figure out where I fit in, and I keep saying fit in versus like belong, because I think they're two totally different concepts, right? Like fit in is like I'm gonna put on Spanx for my personality just so I can like fit into this group, right? Like I'm not gonna like this thing, I'm gonna like this thing, versus belonging is just like, but these are my people.
It's natural.
100%.
Yeah,
right?
One's natural, one's forced.
Yeah. Yep. And so, locked up with a group of people that I really admired, because they just had that whole, like, I got super into pop punk.
Okay.
And I was like, man, these guys are pop punk. Like, they
these
don't
are my
care.
people.
Yeah. I was like,
a little rebellious.
Yep. Yeah. And so they did, ecstasy on occasion. MDMA. I think ecstasy is kind of an outdated term now, but yeah. And so
I don't know what the kids call it.
Yeah, whatever the kids are calling it these days. But yeah, and so I was like, okay, this is like real drugs now.
That's like, to go from quitting weed after 4 months to like, let's do some ecstasy.
Yeah, but I was just
that's like a big swing.
Yeah, but it was
and this is 13. They're at 17 now.
I'm at about 16, 17 at this point. Yeah. Yep. But I wasn't interested in it. And they were like doing cocaine, and I was like, nah,
that's scary. It's a hard drug.
Yeah. I was like, it's like, that's Miami Vice right there, you know?
Yeah.
But if you're around something enough, it becomes normal. Right. And so I was
become used to it. Like culture.
Yep. 100%. And so it was just like, all right, I'll try it. And then it felt like, it made this promise of like, you know, that pain you were feeling, it's going to go away now. And for that bit of time, sure. Like, I mean, that's just how MDMA and ecstasy works, is it takes the serotonin and you're just like, here's all of it.
Yeah.
You're going to feel real happy.
We're just going to dump it.
Yeah. And then the next 2-3 days, it's gone.
Yeah. You used it all up.
Good luck. Yeah. And so, so that was kind of like my introduction to drugs. And then, I was just really struggling with a lot of stuff, but I was not looking at what was actually going on. And so, so I started using drugs. This is going to sound a little silly, but I was terrified of this movie, The Ring. Do you remember that one?
I don't.
She crawls out of the TV to kill you.
Oh,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah. I don't know what it was about that movie, but I like would not sleep. Like, it was a wild thing. And so like, so there was one weekend where I took ecstasy, hadn't been sleeping for a number of reasons. And I was kind of getting bullied at school, and it was just like, I didn't have any serotonin. So I was just unhappy. And I was like, I'm just gonna end it. Like, I was on antidepressants and sleeping pills at that point, and it just drank all of them. I mean, it was like 50 pills.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, because I had gotten in a fight with my girlfriend at the time, and I was just like...
And this is 16, 17, or...
So about 17.
About 17
yeah.
now? Okay.
Yeah. I think between junior and senior year that summer.
Yeah.
But I was just like, whatever. I'm just going to drink these pills. And, I mean, it was a combination of manipulation / not really wanting to die, but not exist. Right.
Yeah. I think that's the problem, that kids face.
Yeah.
It's not they want to die.
No.
It's that they don't want to exist.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is when you make that decision,
Yeah.
you don't get to come back. Typically.
100%. Right. And so, so like I called her, the girl I was seeing at the time, and I called her. I was like, "This is your fault." I mean, terrible stuff. Right.
Yeah.
And she showed up, and I drank another bottle of pills in front of her. She was able to break in, went to the hospital, spent the weekend in the St. Cloud psych ward, and then just got released. And they're like, yeah, I think you're good. Yeah.
50 sleeping pills. She's fine.
Cool. You're not going to do it again, right?
Yeah. Don't do that. That was a mistake, right? You accidentally took 50 of those.
Yeah. It was just like the biggest, like,
slap on the wrist.
Whoops. Yeah. And so, so, I mean, it was just all that stuff was ignored. And
at this point, you're not really a church at all anymore.
No, definitely not.
I mean, Christmas, Easter, like the holidays even, or not even, just kind of.
Yeah, I think.
In your head, you're still, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
Or was that not even, that was kind of
No,
gone?
it was.
Okay.
But again, it was like this platform for hatred. It was like, oh, you did something wrong.
Yeah.
It's in the Bible, and it's not even in the Bible. Like the stuff that I was like, God hates you for this. It's like, it's not even in there, right?
Yeah.
But again, it was just like, it was how I elevated myself to
feel better. To give yourself
it was
a little self-esteem.
Yeah. It was like, at least I'm not this. And
because
so,
the pop punk group you're with, I mean, that's not known for self-esteem typically.
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
A lot of emo music.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still jam that pretty regularly.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so 17, just, I mean, everything tanked, right? Like I had a scholarship to run in college that was obviously gone.
So you go into senior year, coming off of this potential life-ending decision.
Yeah. But it was interesting because like,
and it was basically just a breakup. I mean, you think there was other contributing factors?
I mean, yes. There was just a lot. It was just a spiral, right? Like it was. I mean, the ecstasy use was a huge one because
it was. So we kind of fast forwarded a little bit.
Yeah.
So, and we don't need to sit and dwell on it too long. Just it wasn't like all right, this weekend you try X, and then 3 weeks later you try to kill. It was kind of like, okay, you've been hitting it pretty hard, pretty regularly.
Yeah,
and you're just sucking the life out of yourself.
Yeah.
Not knowingly.
Yeah.
And you got to that point. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but
it
was a really wild, like, it went quickly because I was like a 3-sport athlete. Again, I think I received a scholarship to run in college my junior year. I just had to maintain, right?
Yeah. Just had to show up and do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I started doing that. I started dealing ecstasy, started dealing cocaine, which was, I hadn't touched that. But I was just like, I'm just going to deal a little cocaine.
Make a little money.
Yeah. So it was just so easy to get wrapped up in. And then, like my senior year, I did cross country, but didn't do any of the other sports.
Cross country's in the fall. So
Yeah.
you entered senior year with a sport, and then it just shut off.
And then just, priorities just changed so drastically.
Yeah.
And so anyway, went through that, went off to college, different school because I lost my scholarship. And
so 0 sports in college at this point?
None.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I couldn't even imagine running a mile at that point.
Oh,
right?
Wow. So you came from potential collegiate runner to
unhealthy.
Not even okay.
I mean,
and not so much from like a weight standpoint, just the overall condition.
Both.
Okay.
Both. Because like, here's the thing. I was eating McDonald's pretty regularly, but I was also running 40 miles a week.
Yeah.
Right.
And
like as a kid,
your metabolism's just burning.
Yeah. I could not do that today.
I'd love to try it though.
Yeah. But then I was just like, I kept the same diet, but didn't have the exercise. So I think my freshman year of college, I put on like 40 pounds.
You did it.
It was quick. Yeah. So freshman year got 0 credits. And I mean like none, not even, didn't take a final. I think I went to class for a week, and then just like, that's really when it was like, hey, let's just do drugs and drink all the time.
Wow.
And
who's paying for college?
The state loans.
Okay.
Loans eventually. Those came back to bite me, but
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously,
so you are, but at the time when you're young, it's play money.
You don't even think of it.
Yeah.
So, but I remember through this. So I'll just So freshman year of college is when I started doing cocaine. I was drinking nightly. But it was so justifiable. I was like, yeah, I'm in college.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I'm partying.
This is the scene.
Yeah. And I remember, but it's like God was there as much as I would let him be.
Okay.
Right. And that feels tough because God is always there.
Yeah.
But it was like, I mean, that's always the big question of like, well, if God exists, why are bad things happening? It's because we let them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We decide to ignore. Right. And so
put up our own wall.
Yeah. And so that's what was happening. And I remember knowing I needed a return to exploring this faith more.
This is about 1920?
Yeah, I'd say 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, because there was this church group, and I was like, and I remember they had the booth set up or whatever, and I was like, yeah, hey, guys, I'm a Christian. I'm one of you.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you want to come to Bible study? I'm like,
you want some cocaine?
Yeah. I was like, that's, what night is it? Thirsty Thursday. I can't give that up, you know?
Yeah, it's busy.
Yeah. So it's just like, it was this claim that I was Christian, but, you know, through actions, right?
Mm-hmm. The priorities weren't there.
Yeah.
For you were a Christian, but you weren't giving any time or any time, talent, treasure to God.
Yeah, 100%. And so, and this church group, they kept trying. Good for them. God bless them. They were there, and not too much, but it was like every couple weeks, they're like, hey, just wanted to see how you're doing. They show up at my dorm, and I got like a beer in my hand and a big dip in my mouth, and like, ooh, excuse me, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, don't offend the church people. But and so I just never went. I didn't go back to it, and so dropped out of college. And by dropped out, I mean they were like, you don't go here anymore, right? Yeah. Like,
you live on campus.
Yeah,
we think you're doing something shady on campus.
Yeah,
so you should probably leave campus.
Yeah, they're like, so just
we're doing you a favor.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That was after freshman year.
Yep.
So 1 year.
Yep.
And you pretty much got the boot.
Yep. Yeah. 0 credits again. And so just floated. I mean,
but you had a little bit of a God moment of like a silver lining part where there was like, he fluttered through your mind a little bit at times.
Yeah. And I mean,
but you weren't quite ready. The wall was still up.
Yep.
You were just kind of like, I'm a Christian.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
Things weren't bad enough for you to think you needed God.
Yeah.
You kind of had control still.
Well said. Yeah.
Okay.
And that was pretty much the trend for like the next 10 years. I don't want to gloss over it too much, but like I would get a little bit closer. I would find something that felt more spiritual, more godly. Right. And then it would all just tank. Right. And I fully believe, like we talk about spiritual warfare and stuff like that, I fully believe that I was so susceptible at that point that every time something was saying like, no, just you get back here.
That's
right?
the devil pulling you back.
100%.
Like, hey, come on, let's do another line.
Yep.
Like, let's go rip some beers. We're good. Like, you don't need that.
Yeah.
Like, you like doing this with me.
Yeah. And it was it was the curse of comparison, right?
Yeah.
It was like, well, I'm not drinking my 40s out of a paper bag, so like, not an alcoholic, right? So
I don't need help yet.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it was just a rotating door of jobs. I would work somewhere for like 2 weeks and then I would lose it. I would do the orientation and not show up to day one, just being hungover, whatever excuse. And then, I mean, that was for a solid couple of years. Are
you still in the area? Are you hanging around the Minnesota area?
St. Cloud.
St. Cloud area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I went to SCSU and went.
Yeah.
Didn't get any credits, but
yeah.
I mean, it got to the point where I'm sleeping on an air mattress on the floor, and my mom drove around St. Cloud trying to find me because I didn't have a phone. I was like, going to afford it.
Yeah.
And I started gambling at that time as well. And I mean, God bless my mom because I stole a solid amount of money from her. She gave me her debit card for emergencies. My emergency was like, the poker tables are open.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And so, lost her money, lost my money. It was refusing to work. And so she drove around, couldn't find me. I eventually emailed her from a friend's computer. And her words were, oh, thank God, I've been trying to find you. Right? And so.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Like her heartbreak, what she's dealing with.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, and to her credit, like, I think when I think about loving from a distance, like that's what we talk about in the recovery circle quite a bit, like versus enabling. She never enabled me. She was like, okay, I'm glad you're alive. Here's a meal. see ya. Like, and not just like bye, but it was like, I'm not going to just give you money, right? And so, because it would all just go to alcohol. So yeah, I mean, so that was for probably a couple of years. And then something that really, I mean, helped me at least give me some structure was I joined this death metal band.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you listen to, like, music has just always been such a huge thing, right?
Yeah.
And so, joined a death metal
Still
band.
is, yeah.
Yeah, huge. But, yeah, connected with a couple of guys, and they're still going strong, because this was 17 years ago that I think we started this thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and, I mean, they're still out touring and everything.
Like
really,
nationally?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're doing it. They did, like, a death metal cruise, like,
a cruise
2 months ago. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Death metal cruise.
Yeah,
okay.
and is there a little jealousy? Sure. Yeah, because like we slept in Walmart parking lots and they're doing death metal cruises.
Yeah,
but
they made it. You didn't get that part.
Yeah, I mean, good for them. A buddy of mine, buddy Eric, he's on vocals now, and he actually taught me how to scream. So it's kind of cool to like see this full circle thing. But yeah, so it's super, super cool. It gave me some structure, but then it gave me also ego. And that was, I mean, again, really cool group of guys. We all got along. And which, I mean, is lucky, because when you're touring, if we go out for 14 days, you are in a van with, it's 6 of you. And if you don't get along, that's just one more thing, because you're sweaty, you're gross.
I've seen the Motley Crue documentary.
Yeah.
I don't know if you call that glamour. It looks like hell.
Yeah. And I mean, it was basically like that with less money. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so we would go out for a while, and then, but again, it was that justification. It was like, well, I'm on tour. Of course I'm going to drink. Like, we went out. I remember one time we went out for 16 days.
Your day doesn't start till night, right?
Right.
I mean, I can't imagine. I just kind of, I'm a big music fan too. And I think about that lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you're endorphin. You're getting everything dumped at 9, 10, 11 midnight.
Yeah.
You ain't going to bed at 1.
No.
You gotta come down.
No, exactly. And so, yeah, I mean, we were driving a lot because we would play in different states and everything. And so we'd play the show, we'd drive a couple hours, sleep, drive the next day. And so, yeah, I mean, we would just be crushing a bottle of whiskey in a couple of hours, right?
Yeah.
Like a big 175. But again, it was so easy to justify, because I was like, yeah, I'm doing this death metal
This is how it works.
tour in life, right? I mean, in hindsight, they weren't drinking as much. We drank a lot, like as a collective, we did. But I think they knew a bit more how to turn it off, right? And so,
and you justified it as we're doing it, but really it was you weren't ready to look at yourself yet.
Yeah.
But now in hindsight, you're like, I was really me.
Yeah.
They were just kind of along with it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But and like it was cool, because we had this group, and I would say I was still, I mean, I've been Christian for my whole life or whatever. And they were pretty respectful of that. It was me and they did not have a practicing faith, but we would have some cool conversations and stuff like that. And it was,
well, that atmosphere, being with each other that much, driving. I mean, you're going to have some things.
Yeah.
So.
But it even made me question, like, well, why am I claiming this Christianity thing? Like, because they would ask those questions, and I was like,
what makes you Christian, not me, kind of thing? Like, well, what? You're the lead singer of a death metal band.
Yeah.
How are you a Christian? I'm not. I'm the bass player.
Yeah. But it was like, and they were very respectful of that when I was in the band. And, we never did any, like, blasphemous merch. And,
okay.
And to kind of find, like, the compromise was, like, the lyrics were never blasphemous or anything like that. But
you weren't like death metal worshiping Satan in your music.
No. But I would write about hell.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, what's super terrifying to me? Going to hell.
Yeah.
Right. And so,
so you're writing your own songs too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean,
songwriter and lead singer.
We had a cool thing going. Yeah. So like they would come with the music, I would come with the lyrics. But yeah, it was, and even the band name, it was Reaping Asmodea, which Asmodea is like the head demon in hell or whatever. I'm not super familiar with that lore, but we took that and we took reaping, so to excessively, and it was the demon of lust, so excessively lusting after something. So it still sounded dark, but it was like, but that's the human side of us. It's like we excessively lust after things.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So I mean, it was, yeah. I mean, we're still friends with them to this day. Like, they have good things going on, and so that was.
They don't invite you on the cruise, but
no,
okay.
I'll have to ask about that. But,
you were as you were in Africa, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But,
off subject. Yeah.
But yeah, just like doing a lot of. I was starting to explore a bit more because, and I think that was the first time where I realized I was like, I'm not a Christian. Like,
so being in the death metal band, those guys, almost as crazy as it sounds, brought you to question the faith a little more. Yeah. And this is, sorry, and throw me an age here, approximately.
24, 25.
Okay. All right. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. But in the best way possible. It wasn't like, don't be a Christian. Why are you one? It was.
They were just asking. Like, well, what makes you? Okay.
Yeah.
And then you started internally.
Yeah.
Asking some questions. Okay. So carry on from there.
Yeah. Because, and I think we're so, I shouldn't say we, my own experience and from what I like, empirical evidence, I think we feel this idea that it's wrong to question our faith, right? Like, I think I've seen that a lot where it's like, don't you dare. Don't question it.
Yeah.
But that's where I've found the most growth, where I was like, yeah, why do I believe that? And then you dig in, right?
Yeah.
And so
I think wrestling with, and now I'm sure, like I said, at that time, it felt weird because like you don't question God, you don't fight against, like God is God. I'm a Christian, like you know.
Yeah.
But then as you learn, like wrestling with God is very common in the Bible. Like
100%.
Some of the most proficient books of the Bible, there's talk of wrestling with God and questioning God, and God shows His patience.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, and I think that it's this idea, for me at least, where it's the second that I question or have that wrestling, and you think about, I mean, what is it? Yeah, like Jacob literally wrestles with God.
Yeah.
Right? I'm afraid that if I'm in that point of questioning, what if I die?
Yeah, am I going to hell now because I was questioning God?
Am I no longer saved? Right? Yeah. And so, but anyway,
that's real stuff. I mean, when you say we, I think you're not out of line by saying we, because you're not the only one that feels that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been through that. I still have my days where it's like,
yeah. But then, I mean, I think if you look at the Psalms, like in Lamentations, I think it's okay. I think God wants us to feel the full.
It's relationship building.
Yeah. He wants the whole scope. And so so kind of wrestling with that. But I mean, again, the alcohol, the drugs, not so much at this point. Like cocaine use had pretty much, like, it was, the desire was there, but I just knew that if I started doing it around people, because I was on tour a little bit, but like being the drug addict I am, if you're going to give me one line, you better have 20 more lined up. Otherwise, I'm going to ruin everyone's night.
Yeah.
And so I had self-control in that sense where I was like, there's just not enough.
You don't have enough Coke for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, you have one line? That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that line better be 3 feet long. But and that was the same with alcohol. If somebody was like, yeah, I got a 6-pack for us. For us? Like, you want us to have 2?
Yeah.
So
are we going to church?
Yeah. Yeah. Is this communion? And so cocaine use was pretty small then, but I was drinking so much and I was chewing. I used dip, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, for about 15, 16 years or something like that. But I just got to the point where like it would just sit there and I would just gut it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like that's going down my throat, drinking all the time. And I noticed it was getting harder to make it all the way through a set.
Yeah, and you're singing too.
Yeah.
It's death metal singing. It's not just light.
Yeah. And there's a right way to do it. Like,
I'm sure.
100%, right?
But you need some vocal maintenance.
Yeah.
Like it's a real thing.
Yep. And so I was not doing that. And I damaged my throat to the point where I went to the doctor and they like stuck a camera down my nose and my throat and they're like, well, you're done. You're done. So, so I had to quit the band.
You're forced into retiring.
Yeah.
So how many years, like how long did you were you doing it?
I want to say 5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we had some.
I mean, that's a pretty good run. I mean, a lot of bands don't ever make it at all, let alone.
Yeah. And
they're still going.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So then I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember just like stepping back, and I was working at a restaurant. I'll just say a burrito restaurant. You can fill in the blanks there. And that was, I mean, it was fine. It was good. I mean, I really, it wasn't just like necessarily a fast food restaurant, because they had like beliefs and like how you raise your food and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, yeah, I can get behind this. And started working there as a manager, and it was some stability. But then the manager that was directly above me became my Coke dealer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Yeah. And so not even again, but just full on bigger than anything, because not only was it accessible, it was affordable at this point. And so, yeah. So, I mean, it became a nightly thing. And
so when you quit the band, was that like a low spot? Like as far as like earlier in your life, your girlfriend breaks up with you, you drink a bottle of sleeping pills, you get the bad news from the doctor, can't sing anymore. Hey guys, I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean, did you have that like dark? Did you try looking into God? Was it kind of just like, or was this like, this is God's fault? Or he was there, or didn't even have that grudge with him?
Yeah. I don't even think I cared about God enough to blame him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It was, I claimed Christianity through the whole thing. And I was dating someone at the time who, she was agnostic, I would say. And again, she was like, "What? Why are you Christian?" Because I remember I lied to her about something in my past. And I remember saying, I was like, hand to God. Because I knew, I was like, that's my get out of jail free
I'm a
card.
Christian, so I say that. I mean it.
And then eventually I just like, it weighed on me so much that I told her, and she says, so hand to God, like that just means nothing to you then? But again, it was like, when I'm Christian, I get to use these these things that are in my pocket, right? And so, yeah, so again, just kind of claim Christianity. And then, like that, we kind of split right after the band broke, everything like that. We just weren't a good fit. Like, we just had different wants, things like that, different stages of our life.
Well, you're the lead singer of the band. You know, she probably didn't want to be with you anymore if you weren't the lead singer.
No, she loved it. No, she loved it.
Yeah. Oh,
she was like, she did not like me being in the band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because your time was spent.
Yeah.
Your time was sucked that way, and now you can be with her. Okay.
Yep. But then I still wasn't going to get on like the
path she wanted.
I wasn't ready to do it. You know what I mean? I wasn't ready to do the grown up thing. And so we split. I was doing the burrito restaurant thing, got a promotion to move up to open up a location in Fargo. And I was like, okay, there's gonna be no cocaine use. Nothing.
Coke-free Fargo location.
Yeah, that was the plan. But then the drinking skyrocketed.
So you're kind of supplementing one or the other.
Yep.
Okay.
And then it was like, well, St. Cloud's only a couple hours away, so I'll just drive down there and get it.
Mm-hmm.
But so, and again, like faith, I would say my time in Fargo, faith was ignored the most.
Okay.
I don't even think I was like claiming Christianity.
So it's kind of a regression at this point.
Yeah. And it was just kind of, I had found a bit of success because like I had a nice apartment and I could afford these things, and
opened up you're the manager of this location. Like things are kind of going your way.
Yeah, and I think it was just that point where it was like, and I didn't explicitly say this, but I was like, I don't need God. Like what? I'm so comfortable, right?
Doing great.
Yeah. Like what do I need God for? And so it just was not part of it. And then went to Fargo, moved back down to the cities to take over another location there. And, then, I mean, drinking, again, it increased. It went from beer to vodka. And again, the whole time I was telling people, this time I was like, yeah, I'm a Christian, but it was like to justify.
You were saying it and felt guilty saying it. Before you said it and just kind of didn't know any different.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of like, I'm a Christian.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because I didn't know how to not be one.
Yeah.
Like, that felt like if I pull this out of me, then...
You wanted to belong to something. Like you said earlier.
Yeah.
Belonging, fitting in, or belonging.
Yeah, absolutely. And so went there. Drinking increased, became harder alcohol. and then moved up to Duluth, and this put timeline on 29.
Okay.
So Fargo, moved up there 25, back down to cities 26, floated around for a couple of years, I would say, and then moved up to Duluth about 29.
Okay.
And then I started, this is frowned upon, dating one of my employees. And we had the shared common interest of cocaine. Yep. And so that was my reintroduction to it, because I think I had done it like twice within the last couple of years.
Okay, so you drifted away, which is crazy. I mean, interesting from stopping weed after 4 months.
Yeah.
To ecstasy.
Yeah.
Kind of going away from that.
Yeah.
To not saying that some of these things didn't maybe sprinkle their way through, but just listening to your story, to go into it, out of it, into it, out of it. You know, because usually it's just like when you're in it, it's full bore. I mean, it sounds like you had that when you were in it, you were in it.
Yeah.
But to come out for a little bit, and then go back in is interesting.
Yeah, and I think, I attribute a lot of that to just my support network, and I don't even want to say like my social circle necessarily, but like
outside of that, your social circle probably was terrible for you.
Yeah,
but your support network was the rock. Was there.
Yeah,
kind of like the nets were up.
Yeah,
got it.
Yep, and so. I just like that ambitious side of me wanted to, I wanted better. But I just blamed everything on everybody else. I was like, well, of course, their parents were never divorced. Yeah. That's why they have this, right?
They had money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so moved up to Duluth, and that's really where things, I was an addict for 15 years, but this was like an addict, right? Like, I was the manager of the restaurant, but I was calling out sick, no call, no showing. We would drink a bottle of whiskey by 9 o'clock in the morning just to try to help from coming down from doing 3 grams of coke the night before, right? Yeah, and it just, but I would blame everything on location. I was like,
so people do here.
Yeah.
What else do they do?
Yeah.
It's cold here.
And it's such a bummer because like Duluth is such a great place.
Beautiful.
Right?
Beautiful.
And like I love rock climbing. Didn't do any up there.
Yeah.
Because I was doing
hungover,
other things.
high.
Yeah. And so didn't do any running, no hiking or anything like that. But then so a full bore. I have a dealer. It gets a little scary at times. I have to pay him off so he doesn't come out to hurt. Like this is the after school special.
This is a Netflix movie series.
Yeah. This is getting to that point. And like, we weren't even really dating, but because like
you said a shared interest in coke.
Yeah,
you're like companions for that.
Yeah. Because like she had a boyfriend. I thought they split. Turns out they didn't.
Oh,
yeah. And so I guess we really weren't dating because she was with someone else.
She was dating somebody else.
Yeah, and but I ignored that. Like it was who I was at that point was just. It was not good. I was 29, 30, and she was 22. So, it was like, that was kind of predatory behavior, right? Like, not to the extent where it's illegal or anything like that, but it was like the way that I was acting and whatever, age gap, I don't care if anybody else does, but like the way that I was approaching it, it was a control thing.
Yeah.
It was like I asked her to move in with me, but then I would cut off her funds, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like I became a version of myself that was just so.
This is, you would have never imagined.
No.
Yeah.
No. This is like I'm the villain in the story at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the the Hallmark special. I'm the thing she overcomes, right?
Yeah.
And so, or whatever, up in Duluth, things get really, really ugly, and then her and I moved back down to Eden Prairie. And just isolate, and that was kind of part of my plan too. I was like, no, you
isolate together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And so we're doing this thing. We're running the restaurant together, and then again, cocaine we stay in cheap hotels. Like we had a place, stay in cheap hotels just so we could be closer to the dealer, just in case, stuff like that. We had a 2-bedroom apartment, and at one point, we had 8 cats. And don't get me wrong, I love cats.
Yeah.
Get them.
Yeah.
Have as many cats as you want.
Yeah.
But
eight's
in a two-bedroom.
Two seems common. One,
Yeah.
2, 3.
Yeah.
8 is.
It's yeah. And again, if you have land, go ahead, get 8 cats.
Yeah, mice. Yeah.
Yeah, we were
an apartment,
2-bedroom apartment. So it got gritty. Like, I wouldn't let my mom come visit anymore.
Yeah.
There's literally poop on the floor.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And so it got abusive. Like it just it was so dark. We were so mixed up in this, and it didn't get abusive to the point where like it was never physically abusive, like
just like control and
it
and
was
verbal.
yeah. But we got into one fight one night where like I was trying to go through her phone in the bathroom and she was trying to break in, and I slammed the door back and it gave her a black eye. So it was
unintentional, but it was
yeah. And I just remember her and I were sitting on the floor and kind of had this moment of like, who are we?
Yeah.
Right? And
we both hate each other and hate ourselves.
What are we doing? Yeah. And so
love our cats.
Yeah, love the cats.
Yeah.
But I think we went for like another month. We went on a trip to Key West.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that was another that for her was the final, and I mean, good for her for walking away for sure. I did acid when I was down there. And she got drugged, and I was obviously not in a space where I could assist her.
Yeah.
But I remember lying and saying like, "Oh, I got dosed with acid." No, I just took it.
Yeah.
Right. Like some guy was like, "Do you want some acid?" And I was like, "Yeah,
I'm in Key West."
Yeah. And so, but I was like freaking out. I called my dad. I called my mom. I called my grandma. I called my aunt just to like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But she's like on the floor in pain. And I'm just laughing at her. And that was her moment where she was like, I can't
rely on you.
Yeah. And so we got back and we split. And then, so we were isolating together up to that point, and now I'm just isolating.
Now you're just nobody.
Right. Yeah. And so timeline-wise, puts us at about 31, I think. And yeah. And so I mean, drug use and drinking is pretty regular. You know, I'm trying to think of the exact timeline because I think we broke up the summer of 2018. And then you're going into winter when that's just naturally more isolation.
Yeah.
So,
depression.
Yeah. And so I'm drinking 30 pounders a night, right? I would get
wow.
Yeah. And so I stopped doing cocaine January of 2019 because it was just like, it was so obvious. Like that's a bad thing to do, right?
Yeah.
I think alcohol is so accepted in society, not 30 a
After
night.
12 years of cocaine, on and off cocaine use, you're like, now this is a bad thing to do.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? Yeah. And so
but you were taking some stock in yourself.
Yeah.
And this is all, once again, there's not really, church isn't back in, church isn't coming into play. There's,
So
circle, who's either, and maybe now you recognize it, but it sounds like God was working in you in some way, like giving you these opportunities to like come out of this.
Absolutely. And so I was exploring church.
Okay.
At that point, even before we had broken up, one of the guys that worked at the restaurant that I was at, he went to this church down in Eden Prairie called Wooddale, and they had this really, really cool Sunday evening service. Super casual, just like a full-on come as you are type church. And I was like, I felt a level of peace there. And it was like, that was kind of I'm ready to dip my toe back in, but this is, I would say probably, let me put it early 2018, late 2017, something like that. And I just remember feeling that serenity and being part of that community and just like, wow, this is what drugs had been promising me, but this is sustainable, right?
The drugs never gave me this.
Yeah.
They told me they would.
Yep.
They never gave me this.
Yeah. But it wasn't enough at that point. Like I remember I was going to get baptized in that summer after we had broken up, and I was going to go to church, signed up. The outreach pastor was like, "This is incredible." And I wasn't a regular attendee necessarily, but He was just like always reaching out to me. And then I sat in the parking lot of the church and just cried. And I was just like, I'm not going in that building. Mm-hmm. And I don't really have any negative church experiences, right? Like I know a lot of people have, we kind of talked about earlier, church hurt and church trauma and stuff like that. Like I never had that, but it was in my head that I was going to walk in there and I was going to go, oh, here comes the drug addict. Here's this guy. What is he doing here? Right.
And it's the fit and belong thing kind of coming around again. Yeah. Like you want to feel belonging. Yeah. But now you're almost like, well, am I trying to fit in? Because I'm just the drug addict. I'm the alcoholic. I don't deserve, it's the deserving and bad things happen.
Yeah. And so I just cried in the parking lot and I just left. I remember the pastor, he reached out to me and I ignored it. And then one night I told him, I said, hey, I just cannot kick this cocaine and alcohol habit. And this was the first person outside of who I was using with that I told that to.
Wow.
Yeah. And nothing really came of that. But I remember at that moment thinking like, I can make this known and it's not going to be the end of the world.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my first like, maybe I don't have to live this way, right? Yeah. And so like I said, I would go on, gave up cocaine in January, and that was just I had to work a shift at 1:00 to close, so 1 to 9:30. But I had done cocaine the whole night before, and I was just like, I don't want this anymore. Like I don't want that. But like I said, the alcohol, it skyrocketed for, it was.
30 pounders a night. That's a lot.
Yeah. On average, let's call it 6.5 nights a week. Because I don't know if it was every single day for 4 months, but it was missing one was not acceptable.
Yeah.
And so it would get to the point where I remember I was leading a PM staff meeting. And these are high school kids, right? Like it's a restaurant.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
And I remember standing there and starting to have a seizure.
Yeah.
Like, and it never went full up blown, but like, I remember the ground was shaking beneath me and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pass out in front of these 16-year-olds. Right. Yeah. And so it was these little moments where it was like, you don't need this. You no longer need this. Yeah. And then, so that brings us up to April and I had, I guess these revelations, I was like, I don't need this, but I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know what.
And you didn't even know really where it was coming from.
No. And I want to hesitate to say where it's coming from because this next part, like I knew I wanted out. Yeah. I wanted different, but so this was my second plan to commit suicide. And this point, I didn't have any pills or anything like that, but I was just going to drink so much and literally just go sit in the river. Because it was like cold enough that if you were in there for long enough, you would.
Hypothermia.
But I ended up just getting so blackout drunk that I passed out on the couch. And
didn't even make it to the river.
No. Wow.
I got drunk enough, but didn't make it to the river.
Yep. So, praise the Lord, right?
Yeah.
And then just there was a morning, I should say, where I woke up at 6:30 and I said, and like this, like I can feel this as I'm saying it, like as genuine as I said that morning, I said, please God, I can't do this anymore. And that was the moment where it was like, God was like, you're right.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah. And like, and as, and like in hindsight, the last 15 years, God was always 100% there.
Yeah.
I pushed it away, but I just remember there's always these moments where it was like, whenever God basically saying like, whenever you're ready, you're going to do great things. Like whatever scale that looks like, but your life is going to look so much better than what it looks like right now. But I just never believed it. Right. Yeah. And so that morning I said that prayer and it was just, and I was always afraid of prayer. Right. Cause like you see some people and it's like, where are they getting all this awesome language from? Right. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't have that, but but that's what I said. I said, please God, I can't do this anymore. And, 2 days later, so Okay, let me backtrack a little bit here because that night that I was going to commit suicide, I ended up signing up for treatment.
As you're drinking?
As I was drinking.
It's like almost like a joke, like I'm going to kill myself, but I'm going to sign up for treatment.
Full on blackout drunk, I inquired about treatment. It was an online treatment program because I looked into it a little bit, and they were like, "Yeah, totally. You just come down to Florida for 3 months, and then you're good." I was like, "Well, how do I do that? I have an apartment, I have a job, I have a car. I have to give all that up." So I didn't think it was possible. So so then I found this online treatment program, and so I said that prayer, and then 2 days later, I'm sitting in this like essentially a Zoom meeting, and realizing like it is possible to be out of this, right? Like it's I just needed that. There's a lot of different schools of thought of like how to get sober and stuff like that, but I'm a full-on believer that surrender piece comes first.
If you're not ready to quit, you're not ready to start.
And that's just what it is. And like it's just, and whatever surrender has to look like, but it's saying like my way is not working. And
forced treatment doesn't seem to work.
No.
You don't hear that story ending well.
It really doesn't.
It's usually like, my third time.
Yeah.
It's stuck. Well, that's probably because the third time you're like, I need it.
Yeah.
But the first time when the family drops you off, it's like, then you're just kind of mad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And it's, and again, there's so many different like pathways to recovery and everything like that. But I unless you want it, it's not going to stick. It's just not. I think,
which isn't that amazing in life? Like, unless you want it, it's not going to stick.
Yeah.
But we all want so much.
Yeah.
But you have to actually want it and like fully believe in it and want it for it to stick.
Yeah.
You can say you want it, but even saying it's not enough.
But I think that's a great point too. And I think that's where it's important for us to be genuine with ourselves and listen to what we are being told by, what is God's path for us? What are we discovering versus like, what is somebody telling us that it should be? Because it doesn't, I mean, I look back at like, I went to college at 18 because I should.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, I went through treatment one time but it's because I was so ready. So
you did a Zoom treatment.
Yeah. But they were really smart about it. So it was 3 meetings a week for I think it was like 4 hours from like 6:30 to 10:30.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was smart.
It's a long Zoom call.
Yeah. And then I would have one hour with a mental health therapist. But and I was just ready, right? Like that was, I feel like that was the first moment in my life. And that's why I said earlier, like Christian until I was 32, that's the first moment where I like listened to God. And
before you use the idea of God,
you
use the idea. Now you're like, I need God. I need the relationship. I need to figure this out.
Yep. And so, so that's kind of like, life is just drastically different now, right?
Yeah.
So like, up to 32, that's how it looked, and now we're just in a massively different season.
So, question from the peanut gallery.
Yes.
Yeah, we need one of those.
Tim, was this Zoom recovery program faith-based at all?
So, good question. This one was not. But I was able to, we kind of like formed like connections throughout, right? And so, my counselor, he shared his, and we talked about this before, I think even before we had started, but like, he would share his story, but it was his testimony, right? And it was very similar where it was like, I'm doing things my way, I'm doing things my way, I'm doing things my way. But he had that surrender moment as well. So, this program was not faith-based, but I was able to make connections within there to kind of explore a bit more.
So God was showing himself in it. It just wasn't necessarily a faith-based program.
Yeah.
Okay. And you were picking them out.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And so, Yeah. So I guess like where do we go from there?
Yeah.
So
but so you did one treatment and that was it. You haven't been back.
Yeah. No.
So you did a 3-week Zoom treatment but you wanted it.
Yeah. No, this was months. This was like probably like 4 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
it like stepped down.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, I was so ready. And so the reason that I think I never went back and honestly, like, you could put cocaine in front of me today. I mean, it'd be weird if you did, but
yeah, I don't have any. But like, it would be weird.
Yeah. But like somebody could, and I was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like there is, and this is kind of like you don't say this in the recovery circle, but like I can confidently say like, I will never drink again.
Yeah.
And I get it because that puts a lot of pressure on it, but like I will never drink again.
Yeah.
I will never drink again. I'll never do any drugs, anything like that. But I think it's because in that moment, God started to show me just what life could be, right? And it wasn't just a God given. It wasn't just like next day he was like, boom, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this.
Everything's great
right?
now.
Yeah, and because I think one thing that I wrestled with was because prayer would be part of my life, but I thought of God as kind of like a genie, right? Like I thought of prayer as like a magic lamp, and if it didn't come true, then I was like, oh, well, guess you're not listening.
Yeah.
Right? And
you're asking for things.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not accepting.
Yeah.
How he's giving it to you.
Yep. And I believe like if it's in God's plan, and you say, hey, God, help me move this mountain, he's gonna hand you the shovel. Right?
Yeah.
He's like, here's the tools, here's the skills and stuff like that. So, so with a lot of doors open, but it was up to me to walk through them. Right. And so my favorite verse in the Bible is Matthew 4:20. And that's the one that comes just after I'll make you fishers of men. And the verse is, and they left their nets and at once they followed him. Because what I think were my deficits, the harmful aspects of me, the impulse control when I was in addiction, I think become now my tools, right? Like these are, because if God puts something on my heart, I'm not going to wait. Because us as humans, I think it's very easy to think of 1,000 reasons not to do something.
We like to procrastinate.
Yeah.
Especially as Americans.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not in Africa. It's different.
Yeah.
But we get the opportunity to neglect it and push it off.
Yeah. And so it's like that, it's that immediately part that I've always just hung on to. Right. And so, like we said, we ran 8 miles today.
Yeah.
And so my very first Saturday that I was sober, I was like, well, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like I woke up and didn't have bloodshot eyes. I wasn't hungover.
You felt okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not great, but like you felt okay.
Yeah.
You felt different than you had every other Saturday.
Absolutely. Right. And so I went for a run. I just went for a run, and it was a terrible 4 miles.
Yeah.
But
well, that's a heck of a jump to go from nothing.
Yeah.
And you haven't. So now it's been 14 years since you ran, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah. With a couple in there. Where I was like, I'm going to start running again.
Yep.
But and so just did that, and then started reading a book, David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah. And
I was like, this is what humans are capable of?
Yeah. All
right. Well, I'm going to start doing it. You don't know me.
Who's going to carry the boats?
Yeah, he's going to carry the boats. But I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to sign up for a marathon, And again, it was that immediacy. It was irresponsible because I went from running 10 miles a week to 30 within like 2 weeks. And then so I got injured.
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay. So like I'm a huge proponent of doing things immediately, but like let's also look at logistics of it.
Some discretion.
Right? Yeah. Because it isn't. It's not a magic lamp. It's not just like, God, I want to run a marathon. He's going to go, great.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, how's that sound?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, here is some tenacity. Here is the will to keep moving forward, right? Like, and we'll get those tests in there and everything, but it's not accepting the fact that it's not a magic lamp was like one of the biggest eye openers for me. Right. And so, well,
I think it's, and that's why I always pull out of, the Lord's Prayer, thy will be done.
Yeah.
Not my will.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, you got it's so hard to take yourself out of the equation and just accept that God will use you if you let him.
Yeah.
But if you want to do it,
and
it's not his will, it gets a little wrestly, it gets a little like, well, God, I want this, and it's, and that's where you have those moments.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I think that goes back to the God's timing on things, because I mean, what is it? Isaiah is talking about a Messiah, and then there's a 400-year break, right? Is that accurate? Between 400, about 400 years between Old and New Testament.
Yeah, completely correct.
Yeah, that's lifetimes, right?
Yeah, generations.
Yeah,
yeah.
And so, but I think just like being okay with seeing God in those moments when we don't have exactly what we wanted to do. Right. And, I think, for instance, so my wife and I, we've been married for 3 years, as of August 6th. So just a few days ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's great.
She's not going to like that I hesitated on that date.
But, you didn't hesitate. We'll edit that. We'll speed that up or something. Yeah.
But
that's Chuck's department.
Yeah. But we'll have Chuck edit that for you. Yeah.
But no, so because I was living down in Plymouth and I loved it. It was close to the cities, all the things I love to do. Moved out to Buffalo, and it was tough. Like, I lost my connections with friends, and basically she had the bigger house. So I was like, okay, we'll move in here. She's a little more established out here.
Yep. And so Plymouth, I mean, that's like 20 miles. Like, it's not that far. You could run that far.
Yeah, totally. Right.
But it's so far. Just kidding.
Yeah. But it was tough because I was now an hour away from the rock climbing gym versus 20 minutes, and so the first year of our marriage, truth be told, it was a challenge. Right. And I know I had heard that before, but it was to go from like dating to being a married couple. I mean, there's unseen and unforeseen things that occur that when
they say when the honeymoon phase is over, that's a real statement.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I shouldn't say it jokingly, but like it's real. I mean, it's the dating to the, we got married, exciting. And then it's like, this is real life.
Yeah.
Like, there's challenges and logistics and mistakes and things that it's like, we have to be really human with each other.
Yeah. But that was just, and so yeah, we had a pretty challenging first year, and it was just, it was a number of things, like the communication side of things, but I didn't feel like I wanted to be here. Right. But then, as I said, like, I had to start seeing, well, where is God working? Like, why am I out here? Do I want to keep fighting this? Do I want to keep saying, like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. Or do I want to change it and say, well, why am I here?
Yeah.
What can this bring? And
so let's take a little backpedal.
Yeah.
So let's just get there.
Yeah.
So you do the recovery.
Yep.
Start getting plugged in with God more. So how does that relationship evolve for you there? Because you jumped a few years. And I just want to know, like, did you plug back into church, or was there a small group? Was there some mentoring? Let's just touch on that if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So prayer was answered, started doing the treatment thing.
Started running. Yeah, we can keep going on that story. Yeah, that's part of it.
Yep. And I was just doing it. Like, I was doing this recovery thing. And I'm a firm believer in, like, the holistic approach to recovery, mind, body, and spirit. So, like, mentally, I hopped back into school pretty quickly into being sober.
Wow. Okay, you're just kind of like...
Yeah, I was like, I want to do this. So I hopped in school for alcohol and drug counseling. And so that's mind, body. Started running, started rock climbing more, started exercising more. But that spirituality part, I think I was taking for granted. I wasn't nurturing it.
Okay.
And it was just like, yeah, perfect.
You had scratched the surface. You said the prayer.
Yep.
Life started turning around.
Yeah. It was like, and the gratitude was there. I was like, thanks God, this is great.
Yeah.
But again, I wasn't nurturing it. And so I found a really cool church down in the Crystal area and was going there pretty regularly. And it was just like energizing, like full on, like you could feel Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah.
And then, so I wasn't a member of that church. And then Cassie and I got together. So I moved out to Buffalo. And then the churches out here looked a lot different. And I was like, I wanted the exact same thing, but over here.
Yeah.
Right. And that was unrealistic. And so, so we shopped around a bit. I think we went to 3 different churches until we landed on the 4th. But yes, to answer your question is if Cassie was great because she regularly attended, right? Like,
so when did you meet her along this journey? Like after, So you, and then I had to, so you just got done with addiction, and alcohol, and now you're going to school to be a counselor for it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting that you wanted, like, it wasn't one of those you had to stop it and run away from it. You were like, I want to really attack this thing, figure out how I can help people not get down this lane.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's just what it was. I was like,
you were so fascinated by it.
Yeah.
You're like, I was a subject of it for 14, 15 years.
Yeah.
But now I want to really study more. And you can relate to a lot of it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just like seeing how my counselor spoke and the way that he spoke about addiction and just like destigmatized it totally. Right.
And was he one that had been through addiction?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So see that it made it relatable.
Yeah.
Versus just.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that like destigmatization of it is, it was huge, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's ugly. Like I take issue with sometimes when people are like, well, we need to change the language around it. It's like, no, keep it ugly.
Yeah.
Like I would wake up wet multiple mornings, right? Like I was just, and not from sweat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just like, I didn't have control of my body functions. Like it was an ugly thing, right?
Yeah.
And I was horrible. I did horrible things. But it wasn't who I was as a person. It was just, it was like my actions reflected like what I was doing, drugs and everything. So I just knew that I wanted the opportunity to have that same impact. And so, so I started digging into it a bit more, started doing the counseling thing, the school thing rather. And so as far as like where Cassie falls in this is, we met during COVID, the shutdowns.
Yep.
And so
it's a weird time to meet somebody.
Super weird time. Yeah. But
tell me God didn't have a plan on
that.
Yeah.
And it worked out well because she was a kindergarten teacher. And so she had the summer off.
And tons of patience.
Yep. And and it was during this time that the restaurant that I was working in was shut down. And so some extra time. And so we just met and kind of just hit the ground running, you know. But yeah, so I mean,
and she was regularly attending church.
Yeah, yes, and she was. Yeah, so we went to the church that she was going to, and it just it was fine. Like it was a good church, really good message and everything like that. But what really had spoken to me about the church that I was going to previously was like the music.
Yeah, because that's your thing. Yeah.
Yep. And the worship side of things, and I just didn't quite find it there. So we hopped around a little bit. And then we had gone to one church that was very traditional, which I think it has, like, it's great. It has its place, right? Yep. But it's not what I was raised in, and so I didn't fully understand it, so that didn't quite work out. And then we went to one church that we attended like 2 or 3 times, and it was tough because they were talking about enemies of the faith. And it was like, okay, so Satan, right?
Yeah.
Like when I think enemies of the faith, I think like
Satan. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they were naming not by name, but like groups of people. They were like, this group is attacking our faith. And I was like,
almost politicizing it.
Yeah. And I was like, well, what if somebody is in here asking questions, right?
Yeah.
How is this?
They're going to feel attacked directly.
Yeah. How is this playing into the Great Commission to go be fishers of men? If we are saying come to church when you're not this anymore, right? Like
you can't be that and come to church.
Yeah, and so that church just didn't work, right? Yeah, and then so we found our now church, and we walked in. It was just like, yep, this is it.
Good.
Like the worship was there, everything, the message was there, and so
you're not doing lead vocals.
No. I've done a couple Christmas productions and stuff like
there
that.
You go.
But
okay, sweet.
Yeah.
Yep.
But and so she was largely responsible for fostering a lot of that, because it was just, I don't want to say that's just what she did, but it's because it was her life, right? Like she read the Bible, she prayed regularly, she went to church, and I think it's easy to fall into kind of this trap of just like doing Christianity. It's like,
well, you thought you were doing it, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Christian.
Yeah. But again, I think God works incrementally to where we need to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, it wasn't like if it was day one, he was just like, all right, you're going to start doing all these things. I think I'm like, all right, no thanks,
you
right?
freaked out.
Yeah. And so I was nurturing it a bit. I was praying, felt very genuine. I was outspoken about my faith, but I wasn't dialed in, right? And again, I don't think you have to find a building, right? Like I'm a huge proponent because like it has that community aspect and everything like that.
Well, recovery, everything. Yeah. Social circle, network. Yeah. That whole piece. It's just the community part is huge.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so,
but you're saying it doesn't need to. It's not the church isn't necessary. We've kind of had that discussion, Adam and I and other people, and it's like, everyone pictures the church as like you got to go to a building.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, churches it can be 2-3 people together. God is present.
Yeah.
So
2 or more.
Yeah, 2 or more.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, we're in church right now.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And so
I just wanted to say we had 20 guys in this room on Saturday.
Yeah.
And how many of those guys, I'd say a quarter of them don't attend a church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But we were talking about the Bible for an hour and a half in community with each other. And some of these guys are going through some really hard times that, being in a building, we take the hospital for sinners out sometimes, and it's easy to walk through there, and everybody's dressed nice, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But like some of these guys are like uncomfortable with that scenario, and we're not going to call this a church. And I know this is a little bit of a, it's just a little cabin, right? That doesn't have wall coverings and whatever, but like, and no, we're not singing the latest Phil Wickham song, and but at the same time, like, Pastor Jedediah is sitting there over on the couch, and so like we might get in the weeds a little bit, and he theologically brings us back.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's an amazing thing.
Well, I think, like you said, it's the comfort thing, right? If a lot of people have that issue showing up to church, it's like, I got to wear this button-up shirt, and I can't wear a hat, and I got to do my hair, and I need a haircut. You kind of have those, like, I have tattoos, or like, it's some of that stuff. And I think, and that's what we're really trying to do, is we're trying to, with Big Sky Testify, is show that God meets you where you are. I mean, whether it's recovery, whether it's whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And you don't need to have the perfect shirt on and the jeans and whatever. It's God will meet you there. And the church can be just 3 people together, and I think that's but I also do agree that if you want to keep growing in your faith, I do think it's very important to find a church to plug into.
Yeah.
And I say that, like I said, respectfully, not in a forceful way of like, hey, if you're not going to church, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But I just think you're going to see more growth and more benefits to being in a community like that. And you're going to see, you're going to have uncomfortable moments that but I think what's great about being uncomfortable is you grow from it.
Yeah.
And in your faith, you'll grow from it. As a person, you'll grow from it. And I think that's important, where we get too comfortable.
Yeah.
And we make Christianity our thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a Christian.
Yep.
instead of like, sometimes like God wants us to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to realize and be willing to take that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, and I agree. And I think, I feel like we're so called to bring it out elsewhere. Right. And so, because I have met a lot of people who have been to church and have had a bad experience, and they say, I don't feel comfortable going back.
Which is super unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I know it's
it's
unfortunately it's a very real thing.
Yeah. I mean, there has been. I mean, that's.
Do you think it has to do with the lack of grace? We talk about grace, but we don't allow it.
Yeah.
We talk about grace, but we don't show it.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are Protestant by faith, and so Martin Luther's talking about saved by grace, but if we're not willing to give it in our beyond our understanding, because God's so much bigger.
Yeah. No, I think.
So you talk about that one church you went to, and they were like enemies of the faith. Well, that doesn't sound like there's a lot of grace there.
No, and there's this book called Unoffendable, and just the kind of like Cliff Notes, the short version is like, we as Christians are unoffendable. Don't do it. Like what? I talked about the fear of like, that there's like little moments where I was questioning, is like, what if am I not saved in this little gap? What if I die? I see it. I'm call it what it is. Like I'll call it like the Facebook Christians, right? Where they're like, if I'm not angry enough, I'm not being Christian enough, right? And so, but I don't know. I have a hard time like understanding what good that does. Do we think do we need to be angry for God?
I don't think. Yeah, it's not our job.
Can we hashtag Facebook Christian?
Yeah. But I mean, is that do we not think God has it, right? And I think if we see somebody that is different than us or living in a way that we disagree with, and then we go up and like, you're going to hell, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna go, yeah, I don't want to come to your weird party then.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
You get together on Sundays with people? I'm not coming.
Yeah. And that's just like, where do we draw the line? Like what's love thy neighbor? Like who stops being our neighbor then? It's
that grace thing.
Yeah.
I think as Christians, like Adam pointed out, if we're not willing to give grace, then we're really failing the first big opportunity we have to show other people what Christianity can be.
Yeah.
And it is, kindness and grace.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean, flipping the coin the other way. It doesn't mean you need to be ran over by people. It doesn't mean, God wasn't, I think me and Adam have had that conversation as well. And it relates back to a book, Wild at Heart.
Okay.
That it kind of talks about how like Jesus was very masculine. Like Jesus wasn't a pushover.
Right.
I mean, he flip tables and call people out, and I mean it wasn't like he gets us, yes, but it doesn't mean you can't have some backbone as a Christian.
100%.
So I think it's a fine balance that I pray for, is that ability to give grace just as much as I need it and be able to forgive. I think forgiveness is one of those power things that as a human if you can give up that power of forgiveness, that right to retaliate, that's a huge gift. I mean, that's a weight off your shoulders.
Yeah. And it's so, I think it's like, how do we define the word forgiveness? I think that's like the big question, right? And it's like, we were talking, like last Saturday, we were talking kind of about it, and somebody was like, well, what's the formula for forgiveness? Like, do we know? I don't know. Right. And it's that letting go. But I fully agree. Like forgiveness is not acceptance of behavior. Right.
Yes. That's a good way to say it.
And so I fully believe that through my addiction, the horrible things I did, I am fully and truly forgiven for that. doesn't mean I should do them more. Right. And
no,
so
it's not a, I struggle with that. Sometimes is everything I did bad.
Yeah.
I'm just forgiven with it. And I feel like, oh, now I'm holy now.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to like seem like, oh, I'm better than somebody. Cause I'm not better than anybody.
Right.
So I think that's what's weird about accepting forgiveness.
Yeah.
Is also difficult as giving it for some people.
Yeah.
And I, like I said, I struggle with it at times where it's like, well, I was this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I think God put me through those things, or let me go through those things so that I can relate to somebody.
Yeah.
So that I can hopefully extend an arm, extend a hand, now knowing what they may be going through.
Yeah.
And just be able to be a human with them.
Right.
Instead of being this, I'm a Christian, I can't associate with you, or, something like that. And I don't think we want to try, or we're not trying to say all Christians are like this, or all Christians put people in boxes.
Sure.
But
no,
unfortunately, and that's why we're doing this, is there is a lot of that church hurt, Facebook Christians mindset that we're trying to overcome that. It's like, hey, we all need Jesus as much as the next guy.
Yeah.
Guy, gal. But how do we do that? How do we exist together as Christians and keep reaching out?
Yeah.
Outside the church, outside the fancy clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I kind of look at it as like, so with my recovery journey, I fully believe that I went through that for that relatability, right? And to say there is a way out of this, right? And I think that for me, I think that ties very closely with my faith, right? Like, it's that, how am I trying to word this exactly? But like, I think I had to go through that and had to wrestle through the faith to understand that this idea that I was trying to put out there, like that I'm a Christian, I'm holier than thou, like look to me, look to all these things I'm doing, like live like that. But to give the honest idea of what a walk with Christ looks like, right? Like it can get ugly. It can be, it's there. We're still human, and that was, this isn't heaven, right? Like there's going to be bad things that happen, and they're going to hurt and they're going to feel terrible. And that's part of the walk, right? And it wasn't God or Jesus doing these things to me, but he was still there 100% of the time, right? And I think, again, looking back to the addiction, like, I didn't go into that church to get baptized because I felt like I didn't deserve to know God. I felt like I didn't deserve to have that relationship with Christ. And so I feel it. Like, I honestly feel like my mission now is to have everybody understand that they deserve to know God.
Doesn't matter who you are. Yeah.
Does not matter. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what you have going on right in this moment. This is going to get a little wonky here, but I think back to, and I don't know how like accurate this is, but did you ever watch the Jeffrey Dahmer thing on Netflix?
Little bit. Yeah.
But, whereas he gets baptized at the end of that story. Yeah. And I mean, I remember seeing that just like, how do we reconcile that? Right. Like literally like did the most horrible things a human being can do. And then is this a story of salvation? I guess I don't know, but, and then again, that's a little out there, and that's an extreme example, but isn't that what we want?
Can I bring this back around to like Cassie, your wife?
Yeah.
You're talking about grace, right? Yeah. And her as kind of your guys' relationship, the grace that she's shown you in like, because of that relationship, it's deepened your faith. How awesome is it that this relationship of church is in a marriage?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, like, you guys are trying to find a church that has grace because Cassie's grace that she's given you, and now we're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer being baptized, which I know it's out there, and that's okay, but, like, can you imagine, like, we are murderers, we are adulterers, we are blasphemers. Mm-hmm. We are. Every day.
Yeah.
And we, like... This is grace. It's only by grace.
Yeah.
Faith is one of these things that sometimes is forced. Mm-hmm. But we're always saved by grace. And like I just cast the parallels to Cassie's grace with trying to find a church, with recovery, with, you know what I mean? Like these things all play together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah, no, it for sure does. And that's, like, I think about what if I would, because here's the thing. Cassie and I went to high school together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Big part of our story.
Big circle.
Big part of our story. We went to high school together, graduated the same year, same high school, everything. However, if I would have met her back then or at any time before, why? I wouldn't have married me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, not saying I'm like some prize or anything at this point. I do remind her that I was homecoming king pretty frequently. That should, if you want to put that in there.
Let's make sure. Let's find a photo or something. Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do remind her that she did get to marry the homecoming king. But yeah, I just think about you talk about grace. We talk about God's timing. Like that would not have worked a minute earlier than when we have met. Isn't
that wild?
It's super wild.
Yeah. It's when you look at things, and I like how you put it on God's timing. Mm-hmm. It's not your timing.
No.
We talked about this morning and how God's timing for every day is a gift.
Yeah.
And being able to go run and suffer well and do what we did was great. But like, you don't know if you can do that tomorrow. You don't know, and you didn't know you were going to be able to do that ever again after the things you went through.
Yeah.
You got out of it. And then you went full bore into a marathon and got injured and had to backpedal. And now we should at least cliff note, like since then you're a multiple marathon runner.
Sure. Yeah.
Still doing halves and future marathons and still running regularly, which is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just, I just think about like, how dare I not, and I'm not saying everybody's life has to look like mine, but like, how dare I not do those things? Right. 'Cause April 9th, 2019 was my first day sober. And that's when everything just like, I don't want to get to heaven and have God say, look at all these things you were supposed to do. And I don't think that's how it works, but like theoretically, I mean, I don't know, maybe it does, but but yeah, I just like, you talk about every day being a gift and it truly, truly is. Like people die young all the time out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, what did you say earlier? We were running. You said something about, you're saying was something about I don't want to live with regret of not doing it, or what? Yeah. How did you say that earlier?
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. 'Cause we were talking about the bungee jumping.
Yeah.
And how
that's what it was. Yep.
How I didn't really want to do it, but like I'm more afraid of living with regret than the action of it. Right.
Yeah.
And so again, like taking it back to Matthew 4:20, just like doing these things immediately. And just like, as soon as I feel God calling me to do something, just do it. Right. And so that's, I kind of, we talked about, going through school to become a counselor and everything like that. And just now feeling called to become a school counselor. Yeah. Right.
Let's take a quick break.
Yeah.
And we'll finish up with we'll touch on the school counselor and what you're doing now. But let's take a quick break.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
Cool.
All right. We're back from break.
Here we
Took a little break.
Yeah. Donuts.
Yep.
Water.
Quick snack. Yep. Yeah. So we were talking and we wanted to go back into what you're currently doing now. So you went to school for recovery counselor.
Yeah.
Or counseling. I guess I don't know what the school, if it's exactly called recovery counseling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, more or less. So like the degree itself was counseling with an emphasis in addiction studies. And so my license, which has since lapsed, was licensed alcohol and drug counselor. And so I spent about a year working in treatment facilities.
Okay.
And And it was tough. Like, I think it takes a very special person and a real desire to work in that setting, and I just wasn't it.
Okay.
You know?
Because in those facilities you're seeing the whole scope of age
oh
group,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And the thing is like, it's so clearly, like, addiction just does not discriminate, right?
No,
like,
no.
It's,
yeah.
I think there's a lot of, I mean, how people get into addiction can look common based off of social economic status and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, addiction is, our brains are wired the same, right? Like, it's all dopamine.
Mm-hmm.
It's 100% dopamine. And that's going to be whatever addiction, whether it's heroin, cocaine, alcohol, screens, you know, like the big ones.
Scrolling.
Yeah.
Aimlessly.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I was in there for about a year, and then I got burnt out because it was just like, it was a lot less counseling than I thought it was going to be, right? And
people weren't like looking for help so much; they were kind of there. Or
well, it's not even so much that, but I mean that's an aspect of it for sure, right? It was, there was a lot of court ordered. Yeah.
Okay.
And doesn't
like
mean
I said, they're kind of forced.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they don't want a little help, but they're kind of begrudgingly.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that it can't work, but it was just so hard, right? Like, it's, there are the success stories, but those are pretty few, and it's not even so much that it's not that I had like a lack of patience. It was just the paperwork is bananas.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, I would have like 12 hours of group in my week, and I would have like 10 to 16 hours of individual sessions. So that puts us at 28, 25, somewhere in that range hours.
Ballpark.
And then the rest was allocated to do like paperwork and like the behind the scenes stuff and talking to parole officers and stuff like that. And it was just, I could make the argument that maybe I threw in the towel a little bit too quickly, but it was just like a lot of things were pointing to like, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think I was more looking into wanting to be like a sponsor to people than
you really wanted to help people, but you didn't want to have to deal with some of the bureaucracy side of it.
It was tough. Yeah. And there's a whole like movement through that field where it's just like, why are we doing so much paperwork?
Yeah.
Like, there's some really cool people like working at like
trying to
a legislative level to say,
clean it up and make it what matters matter.
Yeah, but it got very tough. It was, so the paperwork side, and that's just an aspect of it, but it was like I had to be responsible for making the call. It wasn't me doing it, but like I would have to call people's PO and people that I connected with, right? And say like, hey, they relapsed. You got to pick them up. Yeah. You know? And so, and it was just like,
and then it feels like you're almost forced, like you're giving up on them, but you're not. You're like, but you're forced to do your job.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it was a tough, right? And it's, again, I think it takes a very special person to work in that setting. And it just wasn't quite for me. And so how I've now kind of transitioned more into the school counseling aspect of it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So you know what you? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So because I really wanted to work in high schools because like if you like my story, it started
17.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yep. And I just needed somebody, or I had somebody that said like, yeah, you screwed up, but we can pivot from there pretty easily, right? And so,
this doesn't define you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This moment does not define you.
This mistake, this series of mistakes, this isn't the projection.
This isn't who you are. It was a mistake. It was one thing.
Yeah. And so, so I kind of wrestled with it for a bit, stopped doing the counseling thing. I was, really, I mean, hit the midlife crisis a little bit early. I mean, not too early, but like a little bit early. And I was just I was like, well, what's next? And I stopped working in treatment centers, and I actually was going to enlist in the Navy.
Okay.
Yeah. And so did the whole process. It was like a 3-month process, did the paperwork, did the background check, all of that. Then I get down there and they're like, nope, your hearing is horrible. And I was like, what?
I was the lead singer of a death metal band. What do you mean?
Yeah. And they were like, you didn't know? I was like, no. So got rejected from the Navy. Then they called me like 3 months later and they're like, hey, you're good. And I was like, okay. Like that seems a little weird. But their big concern was the hearing. Obviously that's pretty important. And then my history of drug use. But it was, but I was like, I had no legal issues or anything like that. But they were just like, yeah, I don't know if you're good. You should get an assessment. And I was like, I do assessments. Like that's part of my job.
I am the guy.
Yeah. And and then they called and I was like, okay, well, what jobs do I qualify for? And they're like, you get 3. You can qualify for these 3. And I was like, if I'm going to give up my life, I want it to be so I can grow and adventure and stuff like that. So I just kind of floating around and, like I said before, my wife, she's a kindergarten teacher, and I was like, I don't really know what to do next. I don't really want to start a job and then quit a job.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, why don't you just work as a para in a school? This was like in February. It was like, that way it's just the end of the school year. It's done anyway. And so I did that and did that till the end of the year. And then I found out because I have a bachelor's degree that I can work as a special education teacher. So I did that for last year. But all this to say is like, I just fell in love with like the development side of things. Like there's just so much going on in there. And I just really, I really wish like, I just like high school age is when I started using drugs.
Yeah.
And there were signs, right? And I feel now that I'm equipped to recognize those signs for somebody.
You could help somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like it would have been much easier for me to stop using at 17 after a few months than 32 or 15 months later.
15 years. Yeah. 15 years later. Yeah.
Or 15 years later. Yeah, for sure. So so that kind of brings me to the counseling aspect of things. So finishing that up.
So you're going to be counseling high school kids.
Yeah.
And not just, I mean, is that all kids or is it more just potential substance abuse recovery kind of kids? All kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fully encompassing.
So it's a full, it's just, you are a high school counselor.
That's going to be the goal. Yeah. I'm still finishing school, but that's what it will be.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, and I think with your temperament and your background, I mean, I think that you're poised.
Sure.
You know, God willing, to make a difference, which is amazing.
Hopefully.
You know, and that's something that I grew up, and like I said, probably 15, 16, smoked weed for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, started drinking a little bit and doing that thing, kind of went down, into the party and whatever. And I mean, there was some great, and I think that anyone can say that. There were some great teachers, there's some bad teachers, whatever.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, who are you to,
right.
Who are you to judge a teacher, whatever.
Right.
But, there was definitely some that they reached out more to like, hey,
yeah.
And maybe they saw like, okay, hey, they're not stupid.
Yeah.
Like, all right, John's getting a little on the edges here. Why did John quit summer baseball?
Yeah.
What does he get into? And they kind of wrote me in and they didn't give up on me, and that helped. And I think you being able to do that, I mean, that's amazing. That's sweet. So good for you. That's
hopefully, I mean, we'll see.
From death metal lead singer to high school counselor.
Yeah.
Or sorry, high school or not really sure.
It'll probably be high school.
Yeah.
But then
I don't think elementary does much counseling yet. I hope not.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's some,
the way the world's going, we might have
there's
need
some,
for it.
But that's more But so I mean, we'll see. I still have about another year, and then we'll see what that's gonna look like. So
beautiful. That's awesome. So along with the counseling side, so where are you in your faith journey right now?
Yeah.
So where is God calling you? Obviously the counseling thing, I mean, I think that's a huge piece that God can use you for.
Yeah.
But you found a church you're plugged into, like, where are you at there?
Yeah. And I think I'm kind of in a season now where I don't feel like I don't feel Christian enough, right? Like the faith is there 100%, but I'm like, am I doing enough? Is it, I guess just that, like, am I living out loud enough? Right. But, I went to, Beauty and the Beast yesterday, the Broadway show down at the Orpheum. And I always like to comb through to see like who the thank yous were and everything like that. And I'm actually going to pull this up right now so I don't screw it up. But
there you go.
Somebody had a Bible verse in theirs.
Oh, in the thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it says, so this is Colossians 3:17. It says, and whatever you do or say, do it as a representative of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to him through God the Father.
That's beautiful.
And it just like spoke, right? It was like, okay, well, what does being Christian enough look like, right? Because like we're not serving in the church right now because we're kind of bebopping around a little bit. But it's like, does that make me less Christian, or should I be looking for opportunities to just celebrate Jesus and God everywhere, right? And so, yeah. So I mean, this is kind of interesting timing because that was kind of a revival for me.
Wow.
Like just last night. Yeah, and it reminded me of when I was going to Wooddale Church down in Eden Prairie. The pastor had talked about how like we're like the Great Commission, right? Like bring people to Jesus and stuff like that. And when he was younger, he had to go knock on those doors, and he said we got 0 people. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing that going up, just kind of cold calling and saying, "Can I tell you the good news?" Somebody going, "Yeah." Can I hear about it? Right? And I'm sure it does happen, but But he said it was much more effective for me to live in a way that that made people go, "What is that guy about? Like, what does he have that makes him so joyful,
different,
and
special,
so and so
successful,
like,
or maybe
And it was like, and I just that's how I feel fully called right now. And I talked about this briefly before, but like, I feel like I need to live my life in a way that honors God through and through, right? Like, whatever that looks like. Marathons for now, rock climbing for now, bungee jumping, and then who knows what it looks like when I get older, right? Because these knees aren't always going to work.
One day at a time.
Right? Yeah. But I think also with that too, that is my testimony. Like, that's my living testimony by saying, like, I was a different person. People ask me, like, is this hard for you to talk about, like, your drug use and stuff like that? And it's really not.
Yeah,
it's not triggering. There's not shame about it. And I'm not proud of the things I did, right? I don't feel good about them, but I'm not sucked down by shame or anything like that. But so I feel by living in this way, by traveling and, going on safaris and like visiting Israel and stuff like that, like, I hope that people see that and go, well, what does he have?
Why is this guy smiling? Why is this guy happy? Why is this guy have the abilities to do these things?
Yeah.
And where does he give the credit? Who does he is he very self,
right.
Hey, I'm the greatest, or is he willing to pass that on and show the glory of God? And you get those opportunities.
Yeah. Because like there's a serenity that comes with knowing your eternity's good, right?
Yeah.
And like, and again, not to say that there's not gonna be hard times. Like this isn't heaven. It's not until Revelation that we talk about the new heaven, new earth, and everything, and it's unrealistic to expect that that's here now. But that's how I hope to live. I hope to live in a way that people want to know more about where I come from and where I found that peace and serenity.
Well, it's interesting you say not Christian enough.
Sure.
I think, we are cut from a similar cloth that way.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've struggled with. And I think, like you said, I still have days where it's like, am I Christian enough today? Like, what did I do enough? But that's where you have to accept you'll never do enough.
No.
That's why Jesus died.
Yeah.
Lived a perfect life.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting you brought up Matthew 4:20.
Mm.
And I think of John 3:17.
Okay.
Not 3,
Yeah.
Because everyone knows John 3:16.
That's the one.
For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, So, okay, yes, Jesus. But John 3:17 says that Jesus was sent to the earth to redeem it, not to condemn it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, we kind of live in that mindset of like something bad's going to happen. Like when's the next shoe going to drop, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you think of it that way, it's like, well, Jesus was here to save the world, not condemn it.
Yeah.
You know, that's evil trying to pull you down. Like you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You're not Christian
absolutely.
enough. You know, that's those battles you fight.
Yeah.
I think, and when you pick a side, it gets worse. You know, when you're in the middle there, just, you know, I'm a Christian, but you weren't being one, you know, but you're like, the devil wasn't really trying to fight you.
Yeah.
He's like, perfect. This guy's got I got you right where I want you.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And then to sign up to the church, be baptized, and you're crying in the parking lot, like, and that was probably a serious, like, God's working at you. Like, there was probably a clash going on.
Yeah.
You know, about like, hey, we owe more there, you know, and the devil's like trying to pull you back and stuff. And I think it's something with the I'm not good enough is just the devil trying to attack me. I know for me.
Yeah.
And it's, well, Jesus was sent to save the world, not condemn it. So that condemning the evil, the negativity, I tie that to like the devil trying to pull me back down into something. Yeah. You know, and I think if you try to stay above that. Yeah. But I'm not saying it's easy. Like you said, this isn't heaven.
Right.
So
no, I fully believe that and agree there too. Is just like the next time you're gonna make that big move, the devil wants to say no, but just it's gonna be harder, right? And I think that can be tough, right? To speak to, especially people that don't have the faith are like, well, why is God letting the devil torment you, right?
Yeah.
And like,
why are these bad things happening?
Yeah, absolutely. And the answer is, I guess I don't know. Like there's sin in this world, right? Like it exists, it abounds, but like
when it's hereditary.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been passed down from Adam all the way to us.
Yeah.
Like it's not something you get to choose. It's just like our nature is sin nature.
Yeah.
Because of a decision made.
Yeah.
From ancestors long ago.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of, but it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
It's not like I get to do bad because it's in my blood, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's such a wish-washy, like people just have that blame game thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's not my fault. No, whatever, you know? And it's like, well, I'm a Christian, but I can still do this.
Yeah.
And you kind of like compartmentalize when you want to be a Christian.
Sure.
And I think I did that for a long time.
Yeah. And I think, but like, it's, because like, you are a Christian and we can do this. And you can. That's your free will. You can do literally whatever you want to do. But there's consequences. There are, right? Like, and whatever that is, like, God allowed me to, it was my choice to use drugs the whole time.
Yeah.
Right. And I think there's those whispers and everything like that, and I'm not going to sit here and say like, well, the devil made me do it, right? Like, I'm going to take that ownership because I think ownership's one of the only ways to like break free of something. Like the more that we just sit and say like, it's that fault.
If you pass it out, you're not really accepting it.
Yeah. Yep. And so, but all that to say, like, it's going to be tough at times, but there is, I think serenity is just the word that I'm like hold on to that comes from knowing that this is temporary. This body is essentially like a circus tent and it's going to go away and then we get a new one. Right. And it's like, there's just more.
Yeah. And that's why you still seek that more. I think it's important to keep seeking that more.
Yeah.
You know, whether, and that's in faith and with the body God gave you.
Yeah.
You know, go do the bungee jumping.
Yeah.
You know, run the marathon. Like those are all, I think, important things that we touched on this morning. Just when you suffer with somebody or you do something, you know, crossing a finish line of a marathon with somebody that you just ran with and you don't even know them.
Right.
But you finish, and as soon as you finish,
high
five, shaking hands, dude, you did great. You know, great job, blah, blah, blah. And it's like emotional. And it's like, hey, we just suffered through something that really sucks.
Yeah.
But we finished it together.
Yeah.
And I think those are some moments. And then they become kind of spiritual moments. And not that you're gonna cross the finish line and start saving people, but you know what I mean? It's just, it's amazing how when you get if you're willing to put your body and put your mind into that suffering and that vulnerable state, I think that also shows that you're willing to spiritually at least listen, hear somebody out. You know? So I think it's interesting. And I'm not saying let's only talk to extreme sport athletes and runners and obviously it's for everybody. Yeah. But I think that the people that do some of that, it's easy to see like, hey, they're looking for something. They're searching for something. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, again, that's kind of what we talked about, like the church is everywhere, right? And that's where you worship. But I also, I feel like it's really good to, I don't know if you want to call it like a subtle testimony or something to that effect, because we talked about this briefly, but like, there are a lot of people that have these feelings about church, and for good reason, right? Yeah. Like, because here's the problem: humans run church, right? Like,
no one's perfect.
Yeah. And so, I just hope that, like, living in a way that, like, I can go into an environment that's, we'll call it secular or whatever, right? And people who don't have the best experience with church live in a way that people say, like, oh, so it's not all Christians that do this, because it's pretty unfortunate. For a while there, when you said Christianity, people immediately went to Westboro Baptist, right? Like the protesting, funerals and stuff like that. Like that was the representation of what Christianity looked like. And so, yeah, I just truly believe that we're called in a way to, like, for people to go, oh, so it's not all of them. Oh, it's not. There is love. There is love in this.
There's
right?
grace.
There is love. There is not judgment. It's not all judgment, everything like that. So, yeah, grace for sure.
Grace. Yeah. Adam, do you have any questions? Do you have anything over there? You're pondering. Did you have anything to add? Otherwise, I'm thankful for Tim's time, and I think we got a.
Well, you guys just talking about this, and I'll read this verse. This is from Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 11. He has made everything beautiful in its time, and he has also set eternity on the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from the beginning to the end. And I don't know. It's interesting. We talk about recovery, and we talk about your story, Tim, and the places that you're going. How God works in your life, and how we're working through some of the questions that we have in church and faith, and God wrote it on the human heart, this sense of eternity. And so when we have these questions and we don't know where to go, and we're talking about, like, that's what a Christian is, or that's not what it is, and you go, well, what is this? Yeah. Are Christians supposed to do jujitsu or be runners or love technology like Chuck? I wish Chuck was here. Mm-hmm. I hope we did it okay.
Happy birthday, Chuck.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Chuck. Chuck's doing training right now for his actual day job. So he helped me set this up last night, and we thank him for that. Mm-hmm. It's run flawlessly.
You pushed record. Right?
I pushed record, and there's like 4 buttons that I have to, like, go through the cameras. Yeah. And that's it. So
there you go.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting too, and it relates to the testimony. And we touched on it earlier. I can't remember early in the conversation or else us 3 before we started with the Psalm 18. We said a prayer through that, and the thing that I mentioned it popped out is how God towards the end of Psalm 18, he says, God took my darkness and turned it into light. And I think that's amazing, listening to your story about and the darkness and how he turned that into light. Now you are like a subject matter expert, whether you needed to be that much of an expert or not.
Yeah.
But you are.
Yeah.
And now you're taking that and you want to use that light and show that light to other kids or other people, just in general, I think is I say like, wow, okay, this Psalm 18, this makes total sense.
Yeah.
So
that's a pretty perfect one. Yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and I prayed about that this morning, guys. Like, and I think that needs to be said. Psalm 18 is one of these things where God comes down from heaven in like a miraculous way to fight this battle with David. And we, whether it's trauma or addiction or church hurt or whatever the circumstance may be, I just was thinking of you, Tim, and I don't know the full story. I just know you as a friend for 20 years, good friend of my brother's, see you here and there. And to go like, God came down from heaven to get you in a miraculous way.
Yeah.
And then part of that Psalm 18 is this salvation and this strength that God gives you. It's almost an undeserving strength.
Yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and how much do we feel like this salvation? We've talked about it in this podcast. We've talked about it in my episode. Like, are you saved? Well, this is Psalm 18 is one of these things where, and I know these guys, we're going to keep these prayers private between us. But in that, it was literally like God came down, salvation came.
Yeah.
Here's the turn. And in that, it is the salvation of Christ. And it's pointed right at, like, in my brain, and maybe I don't think this is blasphemous, but the physical nature of God being Jesus Christ. Can you imagine, like, Jesus Christ coming down from heaven and having this battle and fighting these spiritual battles with David in a physical, spiritual, mental way? And today we don't look at these things as that. We think of things as logic and you know, in life, and you go like, your journey in that, this 15 years of addiction in and out of it, like, and here came God.
Yeah.
And the sky broke.
Yeah.
And the foundations of the mountains shook because you were that far down. And to go, I know we started talking about a trip to Africa.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
He gave you the strength to be in that place, and you are deserving of it.
Yeah. Well, and I think, I mean, you talk about the mountain shook and everything, and I think if anything that I would like people to get is like, just genuinely reach out. Like what I mean, if that's prayer, that's what it was for me. But even think about like Gethsemane, Jesus brought people with him, right? So it might be, I need to reach out to this person because maybe I'm not quite ready to have that conversation with God, or maybe I don't know how to. Like, I think it's just it's okay to ask these questions. It's okay to say, I'm not doing well. And I hope that's, if anybody could take anything, it's just like, just talk to someone.
Yeah.
I don't even know who that would be, right? Like, I don't know everybody's story, but like, even just sometimes just putting it out there really gets things spinning. And it might not be an immediate thing. Like I said, I mean, I messaged that outreach pastor and just said, I'm struggling with cocaine and alcohol.
Yeah.
And that was like the first domino, I like to think of, right? And so, yeah, just that reaching out can be so powerful. Yeah.
No, that's huge. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. Well, I appreciate your time.
There we go. Yeah.
And it was a pleasure getting to know you more, and obviously, hopefully, get a few more runs under our belt together and see where this goes from there, and maybe future episodes down the road. But I appreciate your time, Tim.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Hey, can I? I'm going to leave this with Matthew 4:20.
Okay.
Okay.
Out of the book. Yep.
Out of the book. At once they left their nets and followed him.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.